A combination of its super realistic sounds, easy-to-use interface, and customizable patterns and presets has easily made Native Instruments Session Bassist Prime Bass my go-to bass guitar VST. What's up guys, Barry here, and in this video we're going to take a look at Native Instruments' new bass for Kontakt, Session Bassist Prime Bass. I'm going to do a quick overview on what you can expect from the instrument, as well as take a look at a few beats that I made that I feel showcases the versatility of this instrument. With that said, let's go ahead and check out Prime Bass. Prime Bass is Native Instruments' latest bass instrument for Kontakt, and what I imagine to be the first of many under the Session Bassist series. It features the sounds of a 1981 solid body USA-built bass guitar. It includes two dedicated instruments, one for patterns and one for combining patterns with melodies, covering a wide range of playing styles, techniques, and articulations. A great starting point when exploring the sounds of Prime Bass is to select any of the 81 songs built on 355 patterns featuring direct-in, amped, high-gain, and experimental presets. There's 53 sound presets to choose from. And to really dial in your bass sound, you can mix and match one of the 4 amp heads with any of the 14 cabinets. There's also 4 distortion pedals, 4 for modulation, 5 compression pedals with 2 EQs and a filter. Prime Bass also has some solid IR reverb options, as well as a hall and room reverb. And last but not least, there's Replica, which is Native Instruments' delay plugin. So with a total of 19 effect pedals to fulfill your guitar effect needs, you can truly sculpt that low-end bass sound. And for those that really want to get deep, there's the octave down button, which will surely give your music the ability to rattle any trunk and subwoofer. With Prime Bass being Native Instruments' first bass guitar library with slap bass, I had to start there. For this first beat, I used the pattern instrument, where I load the Slap Funk song starter, and utilize one of the new features included in Prime Bass that we haven't seen in the other Session series instruments, and that's the ability to drag patterns onto your piano roll as Midi, which is a really powerful feature as you now have the ability to customize the notes being played within the pattern. So the long notes on the bottom represent the pattern, and the ones above are the notes being played. With the notes now in your piano roll as Midi, you can really make the patterns your own with endless variation. And that's what I did with this track, using the song starter to inspire and to use a drag and drop feature to build this funky pop track. Programming realistic bass parts takes tons of work, know-how, and time. With 355 patterns, Prime Bass makes programming realistic bass parts that much easier. So for this next beat, I'm again using the pattern instrument, but this time I'm using it in a more familiar way, where I have the bottom notes toggling between the different patterns and the top MIDI notes playing different notes within the scale. This is similar to how I use the pattern instrument in the other Session series instruments. Using slap bass and going outside the realm of my usual music production is super fun and something that I encourage you guys to do. But honestly, the majority of work that I do just requires a clean bass tone. This third beat features just that. For this last beat, I'm using the melody instrument, where I pretty much just riffed around the chord progression. With that said, I did do some programming afterwards, so the bottom MIDI notes toggle between the open and muted articulations. I also added this B note every so often that triggers a slide, which I feel adds in making the part more realistic. Lastly, there's some automated vibrato during the longer notes, and some pitch bends in and around the slides. Here's some of the bass part without the extra programming. And here's the bass soloed with the key switches, slides, and automation. Alright guys, so before we get to this third beat, I'm going to quickly ask you guys to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, and to consider subscribing for more beat making content. Also, if you are considering purchasing Prime Bass, I do have affiliate links in the description where I do make a bit of a commission on your purchase, which helps me continue as an independent musician and content creator. With all that said, here's the third beat.